So ladies and gentlemen, as we sit here currently today, we as fans understand that the Dallas Cowboys front office needs to make moves to open up cap space to ultimately go out and sign players. Now, how they make those moves, they need to work diligently and fast as free agency is rapidly approaching. But with today's video, I wanted to just put out a disclaimer, or rather just talk about if things go these certain ways, I'm not expecting anything to happen in the 2023 season. It's just like a hope to God that things go your way and basically pray. So, with that being said, let's dive straight into it. Now, before we begin, if you guys can hit the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell as well. And if you wish to support the channel further, hit the join button either at the card at the top right of the screen, the join button next to the subscribe button, or in the link in the pinned comments. So, we get it. And I've heard everybody say, Space, why are you talking about these free agents if you know the Cowboys aren't going to spend money? Why are you making these videos? At the end of the day, guys, we need to have conversations about guys that the Cowboys can go out and reasonably obtain and say, you know what? That is a guy that can come in here and be an upgrade, or he can come in and be a valuable addition. If we don't say anything, then we can't really go off of the metric and be like, well, this is what we could have done, but we didn't do anything. So it's kind of like taking a snapshot and being like, these are the guys you have available. And at the end of the day, if you don't do anything, this is where we could be like, listen, you had a chance to go get Bobby Wagner last year. You didn't. Whatever your feelings are on Bobby Wagner, that is not the point. The point is that he's now available again. He wants to play for a contender, which you as the Dallas Cowboys should be like, well, you saw what we did in the divisional round. We took the 49ers to nearly the brink, and no one expected us to win, whatever the hell they want to say. I don't really care. The fact is that the first thing I'm keeping an eye out on is what the Cowboys do ultimately with the moves. I don't care if they franchise tag Tony Pollard. You can just throw that in there. It's going to happen. But it's what you do outside of that. If they don't go out and get a receiver or two, so let's just say they get a bare minimum guy, whether it be like a James Washington caliber type of player and no one of note. I understand that I mentioned Robert Woods in my latest video, but the thing is that is a guy where he's at best a wide receiver 3, maybe 2, depending on how you use him and also how other guys turn out. But that doesn't mean you just stop there. That's what scares me. Is like, okay, you went and signed James Washington and nothing good came from that. You had nothing from that. And that's exactly why if your draft picks don't hit, you're screwed. So the free agency period is going to determine a lot of how my mindset is going to change going into the 2023 season. So if the Cowboys spend some money, and when I say spend some money, I'm not saying they have to spend $50, $100 million for me to be satisfied. It's as simple as this. Add tier 2, 3 tier 2 or maybe a tier 1 free agent at most, and I'm satisfied with it. The Cowboys are a team where that's all they really need to get pushed over the edge. I look at Robert Woods, he's probably a tier 2, tier 3-ish guy. I look at Bobby Wagner at this point in his career, you can make the argument he's tier 1, but in my opinion, he's a tier 2 with him being on the latter part of his 30s. I mean, I'm not asking for a whole lot, and what kind of baffles me is you have Cowboys fans being like, well, we don't have the money or we shouldn't go after these players. Then who the hell are we going after? I want to be real and say that I want to just propose some ideas, but this is where the Cowboys need to hit their mark. You got to spend money. You can't just sit idly by and be like, cross your arms and be like, you know what? The cap, the pie, we cannot use it. We need to save up for our guys. Then if you use that, then I'm going to retort and be like, well, why aren't we going out and signing our own guys? Rather, we're sitting on our ass and doing nothing. Because here's the thing. You can't go out into the free agent market and say to me, all right, Space, there's nobody worthy of getting taken. And then you come back and you're like, we need to sign our own players, and then bitch and complain that the players want to get a particular value that's on the market for them. I already see people talking shit on Trevon Diggs. I saw with the Mothership Twitter account, Facebook account, what they've been saying, and all this other crap. I'm already seeing that right here, right now. And then you got fans going like, oh, Trevon Diggs isn't worthy of an extension, even though I think he's a top 10 corner. Micah Parsons talks too much on Twitter, and I don't think he's worth an extension because of that, which is fucking stupid. Then you got people going like with CeeDee Lamb, like I'm cool with getting CeeDee Lamb money, but I think that's just too much money for my liking. Then what the fuck do you want to do? You can't just have it both ways. We can't have it to where, okay, we want to go out in free agency and sign these guys at bare minimum contracts, but then also come back around and try to, pull a fast one on our own players. Especially when the front office is the guys that are like, we love our homegrown players. There's only so much pie to go around. Bullshit. You know what you do? You saw what happened last year. You opened up cap space. You did nothing with it to ultimately put the chips in the table. You did nothing to the receiving core. You did nothing to add really to the defense wholeheartedly to basically oomph it up a little bit more. You didn't do anything. So I don't want to hear it from the front office anymore. So this is where the point of this video is coming in and what you guys need to take away. If the front office does exactly what they did this year, so here's what my prediction is. They're going to tag Pollard. They're going to go into free agency, sign maybe one or two guys that I'll be like, yeah, I like that move. And then the rest are like, all right, these are camp bodies. And then we're going to just sit there, go into the draft. We'll draft our players. We'll go through the season. We'll make it to the postseason or barely miss it. And if we make the postseason, we maybe will win a playoff game. And that's where I stand right now. It is on Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones to go out and prove to me that I should believe in your team. To say on this channel, you know what, guys? I believe that with what moves we made, I firmly believe the Cowboys will make it to an NFC Championship game appearance. With the matchups, with the team. You got to prove that to me, dog. And right now, you ain't doing that. And so that's where we stand right here. I'm still going to put the content out there. I've had people ask me, Space, why put the content out there? And you know the outcome. Or you think you're going to know what the outcome is. At the end of the day, I hope I'm wrong. That's number one. I never hope to be right. Number two, it's entertaining as hell just watching this cycle repeat itself. And number three, I don't really care. I just do this for the fun of it, and I love the Cowboys. So at the end of it all, guys, that is what you want to look for. If we do the exact same thing in free agency, there's no point in going into the higher expectations. And I'm not lowering the expectations so I can be satisfied myself or reach a point where I'm in a state of like, all right, I'm cool with what we did. Let's just go into next year. No, I'm not happy with the fact we lost. Cool, we made it to the postseason back-to-back years, and we've gotten further and further every single time. So by the logic of being applied, the Cowboys should make it to the title game next year. Do I think they're going to do it? No. Not right now. That's where you got to prove me wrong. Go out, sign maybe 2 to 3 tier 2 free agents. You can sign one tier 1 free agent and maybe another tier 2, whatever you got to do. Go get guys that I can come to you and be like, you know what? I believe in this team. Bargain basement guys aren't going to cut it. If you can put $5 million to Anthony Barr and $3 million for James Washington and the contract you put together, I'm pretty sure you can go out and go get a Bobby Wagner. You can go out and get a Robert Woods. You can go get an Odell Beckham Jr. It just seems like you're not trying. And if it were me, and if you're not going to try, why not blow the whole thing up and just roll with it? But that's what they don't want to do. They want to keep it as competitive as possible so we tune in, but not go all in and do it their way. So I don't want to get too long-winded, and I apologize if I have been for you guys, but that's what we're looking for as we are nearing the NFL Combine. We will see what the Cowboys do with the tag. We'll see if they make cap space. They'll see if we make extensions. I don't care anymore with what you do with the money. You need to open up the coffers and go all in within the next 2 to 3 years because that's your window. And I'm planting my flag right now, and this is going to be a bookmark video. And you can clip this if you want. If I'm wrong, thank God, but here's the thing. I don't see the Cowboys winning a championship at this point in time. However, there is a window if they take the opportunity. I think that in the next 3 years, you have a chance to win a championship. If you do not win in the next 3 seasons, and I'm going under the assumption that you're extending Dak Prescott, I'm going under the assumption you're going to bring some of your guys back. If you do the next 3 seasons the exact same way, they're not winning a championship. You're going to have another wasted QB talent. You're going to have another wasted set of talent. And I'm going to just get even more irritated with this team. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to slap a like, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell as well. And think about becoming a channel member today. Once again, this is Space Cowboy Media signing off. Have a good one.